No. Okay, I played in the normal spot. I remember what happened now. He played here. There you go. That is what happened. So I was sweating when he put the Z down, but turns out he probably didn't have any vowels. So got off easy. And here, draw the Q and miss Koof. Damn. Truth hurts. How did I thought I would never miss this word anymore. There was like a point in my life where I'm like, I'm never gonna miss Koof. It's the last time I missed Koof. I decided it, and I guess I missed it. It's a better play than QI, even though it doesn't undouble the eyes. Hardest word in Scrabble. It's a better play because I could draw some plays underneath, and it scores 21 points instead of 13. Oh, sad. Very sad. An if for 22 is a play I would never make. Yeah, you miss it a lot too, Will. Gosh, it's just so tough. I mean, in reality, this might be okay because he has no vowels, probably. So if I play Koof, I might be giving him like another higher scoring play. But turns out he drew vowels and he plays Ova. And actually, maybe he had a vowel. Maybe he had like the O. But, or even if he had, no, if he had the A, he would play Zax, I think, overlapping. So he plays Ova. I draw into this rack. I play Poof. The play of Quip also came to mind. Never playing Pfui because that creates very annoying and hard to block bingo lane. That's extremely high variance. Opening something up like this is not so good. But yeah, I'll give a little sim. I don't think Quip is good because that sets up an S hook and a U hook, neither of which I have. But it does score well with the U. Allows me to score. Yeah, I think it was between these two plays, Queef and Poof. But I couldn't decide which one was better. I guess the reason that this one might be better is because it limits overlaps. Whereas after Poof, he played Bods, which would have been impossible after Queef. I don't think I thought of that. I might have thought of that, but I might not have thought it was a big deal because it's kind of hard to underlap a U. Yeah. But not a mistake I'm happy to make. I don't know why I did this. And yeah, just a really slow start. Oh, ergodic. Here I play Brig. Gotta get rid of the G. He plays Grr. And I'm down 34, and I just, like, don't really have much. I think, did he block something? Do I have a bingo on this rack? I don't think so. But he blocked, like, zap plays. Yeah. He blocked zap plays, at least. So here I play recap. Gotta score some points, try to open the board at this point. He plays Wield 21. And I draw very well. I draw into a blank bingo rack. And there's a bunch of options here. I didn't see Surmits, which is probably the play. But I played Remates. Yeah, the goal here is since the board is just like nothing's happening, there's some staircase action going on. The top left is just dead. There's nothing going on. The idea would be to play something like Sirmits, because after Sirmits, it's just extremely difficult to do anything other than like make a pretty low scoring play from the C or some overlap. So if you look at opponent's next turn, their likelihood of bingoing is 2%. Whereas after remates, it's 10% because you can overlap the R with an E. So yeah, playing Sirmits would have been clearly better, but I just did not see it. So yeah, not playing this game all that well. And this is probably a bigger mistake than you might originally think, because once a board is really locked down, you can make very precise defensive plays that might not show up in the engine's choices. And yeah, like if he makes a play from the C, I could just overlap that play and make it really hard to bingo again. Anyways, yeah, I thought I might be missing something here, but I just couldn't see it. I definitely looked for Sirmits and couldn't find it. So he plays cat. No harm, no foul. Luckily. And I have this play of Artful for 30. I decide, like, not to try and play defensively here, because I am only up 27 points. And yeah, he's just scored okay. And eventually something will happen, like through this R. There's no way for me to like score decently and play defensively. So I played Artful. The F, the U, and the L, they're not the best letters to give back. But I still wasn't super happy with the play. He plays Woody, and now the top left is open again. So good play to open options and score. Here I had this rack. I played Vine. Nothing really else to consider. He plays Envy. And yeah, I decide to make a pretty defensive play here of Enjoin. Ooh, non-Woody. Nice. Yeah, there didn't seem to be like great options here, just join or joiner. Enjoin didn't seem that much worse than join. And the idea of enjoin is that it just blocks the D column, which is going to be annoying to block without having a play like this. And I'm up by 50 after this play, so if he can only bingo on the B column, that should give me comebacks to keep the game close or to keep my advantage. Whereas, of course, the L is still a threat for him to bingo to or from. But I like this play just to block a little bit and score a little bit more. Here, Randy plays dams, 33. And it gives me a perfect spot for my bingo. Bogarted for 86. Where, yeah. Oh, I wrote something funny on my score sheet here. So after Bogarted, the game is pretty close to being over. I'm up by 100. And I was just looking at some other games because I just have to wait and see what he does in this position. But I wrote down, I don't know if you can read this. I wrote down FAM, FAM, on Andy versus Joey board. So for context, the first game I played was against Joey Payne. Second game, Randy. Third game, Andy. So the way that the tournament is paired is you're put in groups of 4 to start things off, and you do a round robin between the 4 of you. So each player plays each other for the first 3 games. So the player I just played and the player I was about to play were playing right next to us. And one of them played FAM, F-A-M, and the other one didn't bat an eye. And FAM is not a word. And yeah, it just was very odd to see a top division board with a phony 3 on it, but people were rusty, people don't necessarily know their 3s anymore with all the dictionary changes that have happened, and FAM should be a word. Is it still around Robin if you play Robin Pollock Daniel? Of course. Well, as long as it's not in like as long as she isn't in a different group, then it wouldn't be around Robin. But good joke, Scott. Anyways, Andy played Cell here for 12. And I draw very poorly. So I'm happy to see him only scoring 12 points. So I could exchange here. I could play Do, but I decided to play Liu to block this L, which again is the biggest threat on the board right now. And I sacrificed some equity, keeping really poor tiles, but I think that if I can maintain a relatively closed board, I should be okay here. The problem is Randy could score pretty well on the two row with the K and potentially set up the 3 row. So it's kind of like not necessarily super safe to only score 4 points. But I think it's better than not. Like it forces Randy to have like specific sequence of plays that will win the game. But it's definitely not over here. But then Randy plays Joe for 16 and it's pretty much over. And yeah, in this position, there are a lot of options for me. Pretty much winning the game as long as I don't empty the bag. But I saw the play of like Tiid for 31. And if I play Tiid and Randy plays something like Ketamine, I'm fine. And even if Randy has some sort of Tiid IU. Let's see what his biggest threat is. Freak Out for 94. I still win. But yeah. So I tried to calculate here to see if there was any way of losing after Tiid, and I couldn't find one. I thought there might be some underlap here that could score like in the 90s, but it would have to score 97 to tie the game. So I figured that I was safe after Tiid. The problem is, I mean, there are just so many. I know you're kidding, Scott. There's just so many bingo threats that I didn't think that it made any sense to empty the bag. I thought that I should try to block a little bit with this play of Edit. So it interferes with this M and yeah, forces bingos to come down on the 3 row or on the B column, but like he wouldn't have another chance to fish basically. After this play, if he plays off one tile, I'm pretty sure I can just block everything. So I like this because it gave me another turn in the end game, or in the pre-end. Yeah, in the end game. And yeah, sure enough, Randy plays LI for 2. And this allows me, after drawing the K, to have full knowledge of his rack and try and find all of his bingos for him. And so I made a very, I guess, what would you call this, geometrically strong play. of Keta for 25. And the reason I made this play is because it blocks the B column and it blocks the 3 row at the same time. And I couldn't find any bingos that he could have after this. And for some reason I wrote on my score sheet, and this might not age well for this tournament, but look what I wrote down. I'm a genius. That is what I wrote down on my score sheet. I didn't even remember that. I didn't even remember doing that. Keta is the best endgame play, so maybe I am a genius. He plays his best endgame play of Animes. And I go out with Yurik to win the game. And the reason I wrote down I'm a genius is not because I thought I was a genius. But it was because when I played Keta... when I played Keta, I only saw my outplay of Yurik. And yeah, I wasn't super thrilled with only leaving myself with one outplay because he can just block that outplay. But then after I made my play, I realized that I actually had, let's say if he plays like IN, I actually have another outplay in this position that I didn't see until I made my play. And that is why I wrote down I'm a genius. It was sarcastic. Believe me, I would never just write that down, like unironically. But it was just funny because I noticed that I had my second outplay of Urania and that he couldn't block both at once. So that is why Keta is the best play, because it allows you to go out into, and that is such an important concept in Scrabble and games. So yeah, if you are here from chess, you know all the like push pawn. Oh, I'm also rocking my Eric Rosen shirt today. You know, push your pawns, don't stalemate. Scrabble endgames, go out in 2. Oh god, he got some coffee pasta. Oh yeah, Yurik Rosen. Hi, I'm Josh. I'm a genius. I like bicycles, but someone made it bicycles. I like that. Scrabble and watching chess streams. I am on Twitch to help the Scrabble community grow alongside other communities. I live in Montreal, 28 years of age. Who are you? Tell me about yourself in chat. I would love to get to know you. Does anyone even like read that and like come into chat and like talk to me about themselves? I don't think so. But yeah, good copy pasta. Thank you, chat. And yeah, that was game 2 of 31 of the Scrabble Players Championship. And just like the first game, very, very disappointed with myself. I made a few small errors this game that I should just not make ever. The play of poof seems like a small error I shouldn't have made. The play of remates is just a tactical mistake. And yeah, missing koof, missing a 4-letter word. Not very good. Anywho. Okay. Thanks for watching YouTube. Oh. Someone translated into French. Thank you. Muffin with Tentacle. Anyways, game 3 coming soon. So thank you for watching YouTube.